Hey, welcome to my channel. In this video episode 1, you will be talk about what is Canva, how does it work, what's the features of Canva. Watch this video.
You know that feeling, right? You need to whip up a quick social media graphic, maybe a presentation, or even just a nice invitation. But then you're stuck staring at some super complex software. Or worse, you end up with something that just looks, well, a bit amateur. Today, we're diving into a tool that promises to fix that. Canva.
That's exactly right. I mean, we live in such a visual world now. The pressure's always on to create great-looking stuff. But yeah, traditional design tools, they can feel really overwhelming. What's so interesting about Canva is how it's tried to position itself as the solution. It's really aiming to sort of democratize professional graphic design, make it easy and affordable for pretty much everyone. It's really changing the game for how people approach visuals.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We've probably all heard the name Canva, but how did it actually become such a, well, a game changer? So it's basically an app, right? Designed to help you create professional-looking visuals without needing, tons of graphic design skill.
Yeah.
We're talking social media stuff, simple videos, presentation slides, posters, all sorts of visual assets. And it comes packed with tons of customizable templates and these royalty-free images, which means you can use them without worrying about extra fees or complicated licenses.
Yeah, and I think a really key thing here is Canva's learning curve. It's just so much gentler compared to the big guys like, say, Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator.
Right, those can be intimidating.
Totally. Now, okay, Canva's feature set is more basic than those Pro Tools, that's fair. But the pricing is way lower. And crucially, there's that completely free version. It's surprisingly powerful, and you can use it forever. It makes it a perfect starting point if you're maybe a bit scared off by the complex stuff.
So how easy is it to actually get started, like practically speaking?
Oh, it's incredibly easy. You can just use it right in your web browser. No downloads needed.
Yeah.
Or you can grab the mobile app if you want to design on the go. There's even a desktop app you can download if you prefer that. And Canva basically gives you 3 main things to work with. First, templates. These are pre-made layouts for almost anything. Instagram posts, business cards, presentations, you name it. Then you've got elements. This is a massive library of royalty-free photos, videos, little graphics, icons, things like that. You just add them to your templates.
And the third thing?
The drag and drop editor.
Yes.
It's super intuitive. You just click and move things around where you want them. Simple as that. Plus, you get controls for changing fonts and colors. You could even make your own custom templates if you want. So the whole workflow is pretty straightforward. Pick a template, pop in your content, tweak it a bit, and then export it. Ready for the web or even print.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. We've established it's easy to use, it's versatile. But what are those standout features? The things that make people go, wow, I need this, and why we're doing a whole deep dive on it.
Well, one of the absolute biggest wins, I think, is that huge range of royalty-free photos, videos, and even audio files. The platform literally bundles millions of free multimedia items you can just drop into your designs.
Millions, wow.
Yeah, and think about this. Sometimes buying just one decent stock photo from a regular stock photo site can cost you more than a whole year's subscription to Canva Pro.
That's crazy value.
It really is. And beyond just the cost saving, having this massive library readily available means you can keep your visual style consistent without constantly hunting for new assets. That's super important for small businesses or even just personal branding projects. It's not just about being cheap. It's about making that professional consistency really accessible.
Okay, the assets alone sound amazing, but I know a lot of people freeze up when they see a blank page. Do these templates really make it easy, like plug and play? Or do you still need a bit of a designer's eye? Because, let's be honest, sometimes easy just means everything ends up looking kind of the same.
That's a really good point. So Canva gives you access to, I think it's over 10,000 pre-designed templates now. And what's great is they are really varied and look professional right out of the box. But the real power comes from customizing them. You're not just filling blanks. You can change the colors, swap the fonts, put in your own images, move things around. You really make it your own. So yeah, they definitely help you kickstart a project fast, but you have enough control that your stuff doesn't have to look generic at all.
Gotcha. And okay, what about people managing content everywhere? You make something for Facebook, then you need it for Instagram, maybe a presentation slide too. Resizing that stuff is usually such a headache. Does Canva help with that?
Oh, absolutely. That's
Yep.
where the Magic Resize tool comes in.
Yeah.
And it's not just convenient, it's a massive time saver for your workflow.
Magic resize. Sounds
Well,
promising.
It is. It lets you basically repurpose a design you've already made with just a few clicks. Imagine you design, say, an Instagram post. Then you realize you need it as a Facebook banner and maybe a flyer too. You just open your design, click Magic Resize, choose the new formats you want, and boom, Canva automatically adjusts the layout for you.
Whoa.
Yeah, it can save you hours, seriously. And it helps keep your branding consistent across all those different platforms. It's a huge efficiency boost.
Okay, that is magic. Now, thinking about different content types, lots of people probably think Canva's static images, but you mentioned video earlier. Is that becoming a bigger thing in Canva?
It really is. Canva actually has a built-in video editor now. It's surprisingly nifty. Now, let's be clear. It's not going to replace, like, Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro for complex movie editing.
Right, of course.
It's designed for simplicity, for speed. But it's a fantastic way to create and share simple video content. Think short ads, social media clips, quick little tutorials, all inside that same Canva interface you already know. It just removes another barrier. Now, if you want to try video but don't want to learn whole new software.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I have definitely spent way too long trying to cut out the background of a photo for a presentation. It's the worst. I heard Canva has something for that too. This sounds like it could save so much frustration.
It absolutely can.
Yeah.
Building right on that video point, Canva also has a background removal tool. And it works for both images and videos.
Videos too. Okay.
Yeah. And it's incredibly simple, usually just one click, but it works surprisingly well. So making clean headshots or maybe corporate videos where you want a plain background or those eye-catching YouTube thumbnails, it becomes super easy. No need for fancy software or, a design degree. It's one of those features that definitely makes you go, wow, that's cool.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly powerful, almost too good to be true, especially for non-designers. But like any tool, I'm guessing there are some, let's say, practical realities, maybe some downsides or limitations we should talk about.
You're right, yeah. It excels at making things easy and fast, but it's good to know where its limits are. For example, the export options. They're a bit limited compared to traditional desktop design software.
How so?
Well, you generally won't find options to export as, say, a layered Photoshop file, a PSD, or an Adobe Illustrator AI file. Canva is really optimized for creating things quickly that are ready for the web or basic printing. So if you start something in Canva and then need to hand it off to a professional designer for really complex print work or intricate edits, that transition can be a bit tricky. Canva isn't really built for that kind of high-end design handoff.
Okay, that's important context. And here's something that might be a big deal for some folks. I understand there's no way to actually back up your projects locally, like save a file to your own hard drive.
That's correct. Your designs live in Canva, in your account online. There isn't a built-in save file as feature to create an offline backup.
So if you accidentally delete something, or heaven forbid, lose access to your account, your designs could just be gone.
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
That is a risk and something users definitely need to be aware of for managing their work. It's a frequent point of feedback for sure.
Yikes. Okay, what about getting help if something goes wrong? Customer support?
Yeah, that's another consideration. Support is primarily through email. There's no phone support or live chat option available.
Oh, really? No live chat?
Nope, which can be frustrating if you run into a problem and need help, like right now. However, to be fair, the platform itself is generally very intuitive and easy to use, and there is a ton of really good help material online, tutorials, articles, community forums where you can often find answers pretty quickly.
Okay, good to know. And one more potential snag I heard about, offline use.
Ah, yes. That's a key one. Canva doesn't work offline at all. Even if you have the desktop app installed, you still need an active internet connection to actually use it, to access your designs, even just to export something you've finished.
Wow, okay, so no working on the train or if your Wi-Fi goes down.
Exactly. No internet, no Canva. That can definitely be a hurdle depending on how and where you need to work.
All right, so understanding those limitations, those guardrails, seems pretty crucial for using Canva well. Which brings us to the practical side for our listener. How do the different versions and the costs fit into all this? What are the options?
Right, good question. There are basically three main tiers. First up is Canva Free. And like the name says, it's completely free. You can sign up and use it indefinitely without paying anything.
And it's actually useful.
Yep.
Or super limited.
No, it's surprisingly useful. Now, okay, you do miss out on some of the fancier features, like you don't get the brand kit feature for saving your logos and colors, you don't get the background remover tool or magic resize, and some export options are limited. But you still get a huge amount of functionality. Access to tons of templates, loads of free photos and elements. It's really generous for a free plan, and honestly, it's enough for a lot of people's basic needs.
Okay, then what's the next step up?
That would be Canva Pro. This is aimed mostly at individual users, freelancers, small business owners, content creators. Pro unlocks pretty much everything. You get access to the entire library of stock photos, videos, audio tracks, all the premium templates. Plus, you get all those key features like magic resize, the background remover, the brand kit, more storage, more export options. It's the full individual toolkit.
Is there a trial for that?
Yep, usually there's a free trial available, typically for 30 days. Sometimes you can even find special offers for like a 45-day trial, so it's worth looking out for those. Gives you a good chance to see if the pro features are worth it for you.
And the third option, you mentioned Teams.
Exactly. That's Canva for Teams. As you'd guess, this is built for collaboration. It includes everything in Pro, but adds features specifically for multiple people working together. You can set up different roles for team members, manage user permissions, create shared folders, set up brand controls to keep everything consistent. If you've got, say, a marketing department or even just a few people who need to collaborate on designs and keep that brand look locked down, Teams is the way to go.
Right, that makes sense. Well, that really covers a lot of ground on Canva. It feels like we've seen how it really delivers on that promise of making design feel, well, not just possible, but actually pretty easy and efficient for you. Whether you're a total beginner or even someone with some experience just looking for speed, it's quite something how tech like this can open up skills that used to feel kind of exclusive.
It really is. And I guess this leaves you, the listener, with an interesting question to ponder. How could a tool like Canva, something that lowers that barrier to visual creation, how could it empower you to share your ideas visually? Even if you've never thought of yourself as a designer, what kind of new creative doors might that open up, maybe in your job or even just in your personal life, that perhaps you hadn't considered before?